Hello everybody, in this part we'll be making the leg, so let's just select our model, select the torso, control select the arm and the head for multiple selections, and hide selected. Let's go into front view, X-ray our model, and wherever we see that we need more definition, we'll start adding more segments. And this could use a little bit more scaling down. Okay, over here we're going to need another segment which runs like this, so a good way to do that would be to select just make this X-ray also. Come to left view, have a look exactly what we're doing over here. So I'm just gonna make this selection over here, so you see exactly what we got selected at the moment. So I'm gonna hit connect, come to left view again, deselect these over here and pull this down like so. I'm gonna go into vertex mode, I'm gonna pull these up like this. Now this row I'm gonna rotate a little bit, and I'm also gonna scale down like so. Okay, first thing what we're gonna do, these two, oops, I'm gonna connect them, and I'm also gonna do the same over here. Let's go again to the side view. One thing that you're gonna learn to do also is it's a good idea always to toggle through different viewports to have a look at how this mesh is flowing. Because you see this part over here on the left hand side, well, we really didn't need to pull it down, but from here it would be a good idea to do something like this. Okay, let's fix this part a little bit also now. Pull it down a little bit. Come to front view. Whenever I change a viewport, it usually doesn't take me to my selection immediately. So if I press the Z key, it zooms to my selection. It's a good thing to remember. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to catch these faces over here, these edges, excuse me. I'm going to hit the connect key. Deselect these, and we have to make the knee. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to deselect these edges over here. I'm going to chamfer these ones. I'll just manually chamfer them. And I'm going to pull them forwards. Now here we're going to do some tweaking, of course, because the way we did it now, it just doesn't work. Connect these edges over here, also from the other side. I'm going to pull these back a little bit, forward I mean. I'm going to go to the front view. And I'm going to start pulling vertices up and down. Just to get a basic shape of the knee. Connect these. I'm going to pull this out again. Like so. Okay, a good idea would be for this edge to follow all the way back. So easy way we could do that is, instead of undoing, if we have done other stuff to undo, like lose more work, a good idea would be like to select these edges over here, connect them, go into vertex, and then target weld these ones over here. Select the back vertices and also connect them. I'm going to grab these edges over here, and I'm also going to chamfer them just a little bit though, like so. Can do some target welding over here. Here we go. This will work out for our knee for the time being. You can see without wireframe we get the basic shape of it. Let's move up a little bit. Well, we're definitely going to need another segment over here, so just take this and chamfer it for now. That will work fine. Now these muscles over here, you can either use them geometry wise, build them actually by cutting target welding vertices, connecting edges, and then extruding them a little bit. But this can also be faked with textures, applying softer values of shadow here, a little bit stronger, and then some highlights. So we'll do that texture wise. Okay, one thing what we would need now, actually the knee, the way it is, should move it upwards a little bit. And actually these vertices over here, along with these ones, front view, we'll scale them down a little bit. Deselect these. Now for texture purposes, this face over here is 2 triangles. So we would actually select these edges over here, vertices, excuse me, and connect them. We would get this effect, which actually doesn't add any faces at all. Just for the UV unwrap later on, this will work out a lot better because it will help you when you have the unwrap planar cylinder, depending how we do it later on. You will know that this part is the knee, so these extra edges, which actually don't add any geometry whatsoever, is a good way of locating some parts of your model, so at the later stage you know exactly what it is when you're painting them in Photoshop. Okay, another thing what we're going to do now, we're going to add these fins over here, apart from this one up here, which this we will add when we fix the leg with the torso. Actually, we could do that right now, so I'll just unhide all, hide the head and the arm, and now this part over here has quite a lot of tweaking, as you can see for yourself. We will have to add a lot of some extra geometry for the edges over here. So first thing what we have to do, because the way the torus and the leg is now, because it has this face and this face over here, as you can see, actually it's more faces from the torus side, so I'll delete that later on. We will not be able to connect them when there are extra faces underneath. Just delete this, hit my Q key for selection, and select the inner faces. Actually the torus, just undo that. I'll just delete the leg for now, because the extra geometry which we will need to add on the torus side is much easier when we don't have, well, at least I find it easier when we don't have holes inside, because we would have to make the selection, connect them, make the selection later and connect them. But now we just make a selection all the way around like this, connect it, and we got much faster. We don't have to make 2 selections. So just go to left view, deselect the top ones, scale them out a little bit, I'm also going to ring these up and connect these. Scale this up also. Okay, what we're going to do now, we're going to start moving a little bit of these sides forward so we can have the proper and better polygon flow of the leg. So I'll use my move key. It's a little bit too forward. Actually, I'll move these ones forward too. Like so. Let's go to our front view. Go to X-ray view a little bit. It might look a little bit messy. Let's just get rid of. Should be better for the capture, so you don't see the back sides over here. I'll take these, move them up like that. Actually, okay. Gonna move this in, which is gonna be the groin area, or the leg. The inner side meets the torso, and it's always best to have one extra face inside from both sides for the animation, for deformation purposes. So as we can see, this one over here which we want to move, I'll just target weld it. Like so. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do the same thing from the back side. Let's lift this up a little bit. Now the back side will need a little bit more work because this is the ass area. So what we need to do, just pull these back, all of them. Okay, so let's start deleting some faces. I'll just hide our leg for now. Go into face. Okay, one good thing that we should do before we do anything like that, connect these two so we can keep the face, and whatever connections we need to make later, we'll do that. And select the faces that we can delete, like so. Let's unhide. Hide our head and our arm again. Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna target weld the vertices onto the torus, onto the rest of the body, and wherever we need more geometry, we'll be adding it later on. Like definitely we're gonna need some cuts over here, which is continue the flow. So let's connect this with this. Since this is the side, it's a good idea if we have the polygons flowing accordingly. Weld these two. Target weld these. As you see, we're gonna need more geometry over here, because here we got like 4 vertices and over here we only got 2. So we're gonna have to decide what exactly we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and connect this here. Okay. So let me just get up our back faces so I can see better what's going on. Select all of these edges over here, connect them go into front view a little bit, deselect top ones, rotate them a little bit, okay, what we're going to do, we're going to attach these, this over here, so as you see already we got a little bit better polygon flow over here. Keeps the rows. I'm gonna have to do the same thing up here. Of course we will be optimizing a little bit, because this is a little bit messy now, either by deleting faces or just moving stuff around to get a better flow. Okay, what I'm gonna do here is a little bit messy, but it's a start. Okay, I know this doesn't look anywhere near as, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select these verts, move them inwards. Since this guy isn't going to be wearing any accessories, and generally he's going to be naked back here, we need to model an ass for him. Just connect these. These. Okay, easy way of doing something like that. Let's just fix the triangulation on this face where it bends. It's better. We would select these faces and generally just extrude them. I know this is nowhere near to what you imagine as an ass, but it's a base. So what we can do with this, can select these verts again, move them inwards but slightly backwards, like so. These vertices, move them like that. Just leave this down here for the moment like this. Okay, I'm gonna target weld these like this, and I'm gonna move them forward. Okay, I really need to fix this side over here, so I'll just target weld these and this. Okay, now we got a proper base for the ass. Just still doesn't look a lot, but it will shortly. Connect to these. Again, the triangulation I should change down here. Now, of course, smoothing groups does solve a lot of things in the model. Not very efficiently, as you can see over here, but it definitely is a start. What we could do now is go again to our concept and start aligning the verts accordingly to follow our sketch. Looking better, but again there are some edges over here which I'm not quite satisfied with, and I'll have to change them, which this will be done later on in the final passes. Okay, what I see over here that definitely needs some fixing is these edges over here. Just deselect these ones. Okay, connect them and connect these vertices over here. Here we go. That's much better. As you can see, I just started working on the other side. This is a good thing with the mirror instance. It allows you to do it. No problem. It's always best to work however you feel comfortable. Like at the moment now, I just started working on this because the perspective in the viewports felt more appealing. Generally, as you will see for yourself in given time, that it has the higher polygon models you make, more tweaking you have, and needs a lot of patience. Now, one thing we can do for the torso over here to add some more definition is lower these down, make this a bit higher, and just target weld this one down here, so raise it a little bit. That's much better. Target weld this. Move this up like so. connect these edges. Lower this down if you want a little bit. And connect this. See, just when you make one or two changes, it already starts looking a lot better, like it does now. Okay, one thing what we could do over here to enhance the sensation of the abs is to move these a little bit forward. Select these edges, connect them, move the slightly inwards, like so. Or maybe that's a little bit too much, like that. Okay, connect these verts. Didn't make a proper selection. Okay, and of course with the proper smoothing groups, it will start looking a lot better, as you can already see. Now of course this, it would be a good idea also to continue it upwards, so I'll just undo a few steps. Also connect these edges over here. Go to front view. Happen over here. And connect these verts over here. Now, of course, these ones I'll also have to pull backwards. Like so. And now fix the smoothing groups. Wait a second, let's I'll make that 5. Deselect these over here and keep the font so it can smooth downwards. It's looking much better. Of course you would have to just move a few verts around to get the proper flow. Wherever you see these weird triangulations, you can just fix that by going to edit triangulation, change them, like so. Some occasions it's a good idea, other times not so good. It depends on where it is. Like for instance over here, I definitely would want to have the triangulation go downwards like this. Move these verts out a little bit so we can help for the leg and torso. Like so. Okay. Okay, what we're gonna do now, we're gonna add these fins over here, where as we can see now, we won't exactly be able to do that as it is in the concept. So this fin over here, we're gonna move it slightly down so it can start actually on the leg and not on the ribs. Concept sketch didn't, when I made it, wasn't really looking out for this part. So an easy way of doing this is creating a cylinder, actually a cone would be a good idea. Hit the auto grid so we can make it immediately on the model. Something about this thick. Well, that definitely is too thin, so just fix this up to about so much. And we definitely don't need all this geometry around, so many sides. So I'm gonna lower this down up to around 6 would be a good idea. Now what I'll have to do is degrees. So we have a look from the left. Just straighten that out a little bit. Of course, this is a little bit too long for this one up here, so I'll immediately move this down here. Another thing that we don't need so much is so many height segments. So I'll just lower this to 4. That should be efficient. Place one here. Place another down here. Another one over here. And the last one down here. Okay, let's start with this. Convert it to poly. Now, since this is we started with the cone, as you can see, when I make a murky selection on the end vertice, it shows over here we got 6 vertices selected. So the only thing what I have to do over here is a weld to get rid of them. Now I only have 1 vertice. So as this is, I'm gonna rotate it a little bit. And start placing it slowly in its place according to the concept. Okay, as we can see, this is a little bit too small, so I'll just scale this up a little bit. Like so. Okay, good idea. Oops. If by accident you press something and whenever you rotate, you see stuff in boxes, just hit the O, toggles it on and off. This is actually a very good feature when you're dealing with very high-res objects and your computer is kind of winding down from the poly count and everything. So what I'm going to do now, instead of doing the same procedure with all of these, I'll just shift and move them around. select these and delete them. Oops. And we have our fins. Of course, we're gonna have to make some a little bit smaller, some a little bit bigger. Rotate this a little bit like that. And I'm gonna weld these together so I can just collapse them like so. And from what I see, these two are exactly the same, quite similar, so I'll just delete this and duplicate this down here, rotate a little bit, and have it like so. Now, this stuff over here, this we're going to be done by making planes. Let's rotate that a little bit. Leave it like that. Okay, we're going to have to fix this also a little bit on the side. I want these fins to be following this row of edge, this edge level over here. So I'll just move everything accordingly, like so. Okay, another thing that we're gonna have to do is select the interface, delete them, because we're going to be attaching this object to the model. We don't need these faces over here. Okay, let's go to the front view again. Okay, now it's actually a very good time to see where we need more geometry, because I think we're definitely going to need some more geometry over here. Let's say another row. Slightly moved upwards. And at this point over here we'll just select this vertex. And select, make this also X-ray so you have a better idea what I'm doing. And chamfer this. But as you can see, this thing has 6 edges. What we're gonna need to do is also chamfer, deselect top ones and chamfer again the side ones, like so. Right click to get out of chamfer selection. Now just attach these over here. Select these verts and scale them up a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna move this a little bit up here, rotate it too, like so. And what we're gonna do now, we're gonna grab the body and attach this thing to it. So just have to select the interface from the chamfer, delete it, and now we're going to be target welding our body towards the spike. Well, it can't be done all the way around, so first thing what we have to do, we're going to have to grab the verts from our body, like so, and put them roughly to where the other ones are. Like so. That's much better. And now we're gonna actually this won't work either. We're gonna have to lower this down, because if we target well the inside verts to the outside, we'll get the polygon flow will be like this from up here. So we have to lower these down to where it's intersecting, so we can keep the shape of things, like here. Okay, so now we're gonna connect these, and this is our first fin on the leg. We're gonna repeat exactly the same process for the remaining fins. Okay, so let's just attach these verts like so, so we don't get these really big faces all over the place. Okay, I'll just continue the same process over here. A little bit faster though, because this part is already becoming big. Okay, we're definitely gonna need a new edge over here. So I'll just select these, connect them. Take this slightly outwards and connect these verts over here. Don't be afraid to add geometry in some places, even if you're not sure, because you can always delete or change them later on. So again, chamfer these, deselect the top ones, chamfer the side. Now just target weld these ones over here. Let's go to the left side and just align these verts to where the fins are. That looks good. So I'll just select these faces created from the chamfer, delete them, select these thorns, and move them slightly like this. Okay, now all I'll have to do is attach all of them and connect them. So I'll do that by quickly using the collapse. Like so. Generally you'll be repeating yourself on many times, because this is the nature of 3D modeling. You generally everything is always different, but so alike. Different because it's a different model. You attach things differently, but you keep using the same tools all the time. Okay. Let's see, we got some issues here with polygons, so we'll do the same thing like we did before. Now wherever you get these weird shadings, that's because it would be a good idea to select the side. Just move them slowly inwards a little bit, like that. Because this generally is just flat now, so we'll shape it up a little bit more. Like this, but this whole thing would be a good idea to pull it out a little bit, like so. Maybe this midways. Also for this part, would be a good idea to pull this inwards. And actually this one would be, following the mesh would be a good idea to pull it a little bit outwards. So you just have to keep your eye open, see in which places it looks best. Wherever you need, just fix the triangulation. Okay. Well, the legs are finished. So the next tutorial will be doing the same thing for the hand, add in detail wherever we can with geometry for the muscles, also adding these horns, attaching to the torso, etc. Okay, well, thank you very much.